YouTube land, and welcome back to the Small Workshop Adventures. Here we are on another beautiful day with another project. Just before we get started, if you're new to the channel, please click the like button and subscribe. Really is appreciated. So what are we doing today, as we say? Well, this is one of my own projects. This is a project for me and my by far better half, so I better do it really right, hadn't I? Gotta get it right, because it's so that my wife's comfort is looked after. Well, what I'm doing, or shall I explain what we are doing, is here's my WorkVan. And you say, well, what's your wife got to do with that? Well, it's empty. It's in sort of work mode at the moment, but there's no tools or nothing in there, because I don't keep tools in here, because that's, you know, that's a safety thing, isn't it? But what we've started doing is going camper vanning, or van lifing, as you can watch lots of YouTube videos about van life. Well, I've got to build a bed that will be a bed and then will turn into a works van in the week. But in the weekend, I'm going to turn it into a camper van. So that's what we're going to be doing here. So a lot of interesting fun. Got to keep the wife happy, because it's got to be really comfortable. So no pressure there anyway. But we're going to build a bed that's going to be, it's going to be sort of here, and it's going to come out across there. That's the general plan, but who knows whether it will be any good or not. But I've got to try and do that. In fact, the wife is going to appear now. Said wife, I've got to make her happy, so I'm going to do my best, I'm sure, and I'm sure you'll all watch and make some comments. I'd appreciate your comments. So any of you who are out there who are into van lifing and doing that thing, I mean, I've watched a few YouTube videos like all of us, and I've got some ideas. So it's not a unique design to me, okay? I just want to put that out there as a disclaimer. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a van that can come out, because it's not a permanent camper van, is it? It's my works van. Yes, it is. Even though my wife is over there looking at me, she thinks it's her camper van. It's not. It's my works van, and at the weekend it is a camper van. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what this project is about. So enjoy. Here is said mattress. It's a folding mattress. It's a small double, which, sleeping, I'm 6'1" tall. So but a small double. But real estate, I'm used to small spaces, aren't I? I bet some of you are going to point that out, because I have a small workshop. So this should be just a doddle, shouldn't it? Here I am again, converting a very small space into a very functional space. So that's my challenge. And it's got to be temporary as well, isn't it? Folding mattress, as you can see, so it will fold out. That's it. It's 2/3, and it will fold out. So it's got to be this wide, but we're going to send it all the way at this height, so it'll actually come to about here somewhere. And obviously the frame is going to go down one side, the solid part, which will be a work surface, table during the day, the kitchen, whatever we want it to be. It's very functional and very basic. And then it will pull out. So it's a kitchen and a bed all at the same time. There you go. Now that's good use of space, isn't it? Storage underneath, and it will pull out and then pull back in to create that space. So at night time, it's going to be down there. It's going to extend out about that sort of size. You can see the end of the tape somewhere down there. And then it will slide back in, but the permanent bit will be about this size. It'll be like an L shape. We're going to go around there. So I'm going to build that. That's what I'm going to be doing on this video. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out. It's 120 centimeters, 1200 millimeters wide is the bed. So I need to start cutting that frame. So that one, first bit of frame is 120 centimeters, or 1200 millimeters. So we're just going to cut that really straightforward, and then we're going to make the top, and then I will make the legs, and I will fix it in. basic first top of the frame to see how it fits. Now it fits excellent, but I've just come up with an issue that I've got to get in. My little 12-volt plug, which is where my fridge is going, which is around here, is right in line with where I want my frame, which is sort of quite annoying. I can just about get around the side of it, as you can see there. So I'm going to have to raise it, so the bed is going to go a little bit higher. Not really an issue because although I am a tall bugger, as you know, well, not that tall, but I'm not basketball tall, am I? Here I am. So that's this part. The bed's going to be that wide, going across the wheel arch and down there. So I'm going to build a frame, but I'm going to have to build it that high. So I need to extend that little bit at the top there, so then it can sit on there, and then we can make a leg out there. So I'm just going to extend that part out. So I'll continue to make that, and we're making the top so I can get at least see the footprint, and then I'll start making the legs and the supports for it. But that's how I'm sort of building at the minute. This is where I've got to. I've been properly messing around with the height because I'm 6'1" tall. By the time you add the mattress, I'm sitting with my head in the ceiling essentially. So there's a trade-off all over the place. But to do this type of bed, you can't really go any lower. And climbing off the floor or getting really low to the floor is quite hard work, certainly at my age and my wife's age. So it's a total trade-off. And bearing in mind, this is something that's going to come in and out, I think, because it's a works van in the week and a camper van. We're trying to do sort of camper van-ish type of things in the weekends. So that's what I'm making here, something that's essentially can come out and be stored. So I've worked out the height. I've been cutting it backwards and forwards, the legs, raising it, lowering it, and it's like, oh, I've got to get that, but then certain mechanisms wouldn't work at a certain height. And for the sliding bit at the back there, it's got to go over the wheel arches, otherwise it doesn't slide. Well, or it would slide, but it would only come out here, and then it'd up all this big overhang with nothing supporting it, and that's no good either. So I'm just going to show you around and show you what I've done. This is essentially, I've looked at other YouTube videos. This is not my original idea, but if you're doing this and coming up with ideas too, then this is an idea that you can do. If you're doing particularly a van that is a works van in the week, and you want to go away and do some just do some sort of weekends away, or traveling at the weekends or high days and holidays. So that's what this is really about. This is about turning it around and being able to turn it around really quick. I'm also toying with the idea of maybe see if I could work with this for a week with my tools and see how it works. So leave the structure in here and see if it's doable. So all of those things I've got to try and juggle, because I'm not building a camper van. I'm just making something that can convert into the weekend stuff. So I'm just going to show you what I've done. So you can see this side. Obviously there's a door that side, it's coming halfway across, but you can still get access here. But this is where the bed will finish when it's extended. So I need to have that. What will happen is that half the slats are fixed and half are sliding. Now at the back bar, I've decided to make it out of 18mm ply, because this is a lot looser. This is 18mm, whereas this 2x1 is 20mm. So that slides quite nicely. What I've done, you can see, I fixed a bar. Hang on a second. You can see there, I fixed the bar underneath so that supports it to do the running on that particular structure. There's one in the middle to support it and one over the back there. Now that back bar is going to have all the various supports, these slats, the bed slats, shall I say, that are going to slide. So that's the sliding bar, and this front set of legs will be fixed to the slats and it will slide out to approximately here. Now there is, again, it's going to come about 20 mil short because of the size of the bar at the back once I've sussed that out. So I've seen somebody on YouTube use washers which just raises it, and that enables it to slide, he says, better. So again, I'm just learning, I'm doing this and seeing how it fits, but that's my essential design, which is one that you can look maybe done better on YouTube, I don't know. But this is about a van in the week, a works van, and just to do a bit of camping, camper van style stuff in the weekend. So that's where we're at. This slides out as I've showed you, this slides there, and that's the back bar. Now we're going to connect the struts and see how they slide. Now I possibly might have to use washers. I do have some in my workshop, so I'm going to hopefully use them. So let's do the next bit. I've made a bed. Well, I've made a van bed. I've made beds before, but not this type of bed. I made a bed for a van that it's not an original idea on the bed. I, like most of us, have looked at other YouTubers, and need to actually put a link in the description to where I also saw I got some of my ideas from. So other YouTubers, really appreciate it. I tell you, YouTube community and being able to look at what other people are doing, it's university of life, isn't it? So there you can see mattresses in the back. This doubles up. This is the bed. I'll show you. It will come out. Look, it slides out really nice and goes back. So in the daytime, this is going to be a work surface. We can sit on there. Obviously, you can sit on here. We can cook off of here. We can do all sorts of things off of here. So we can sit in here. We can put our chairs in here. So it's a multi-purpose space. Loads of storage underneath for what we need for our little our upcoming trip in the autumn. We're going to do the NC 500. So I've joined the van lifers out there. So the Small Workshop Adventures has also joined some van lifers. So this is a bit of a crossover, isn't it? Because it's sort of very van lifer, but it's all part of what I do. I make things out of wood, and so it's a bed. And I'm just going to show you it. Here you can see that, and it opens up. So it just comes right out. I'm going to give you another angle of that as well. So here's another angle we've got there. We've got the mattress at the back, so we're going to just pull out the bed. So it just slides out into the space. And just pull the mattress down. And I have a bed. So yeah, it's pretty good, really. Just lying on my bed. Well, if I do say so myself, that's pretty comfy and pretty functional. So I got most of my inspiration for the build from the YouTube channel Mel's Big Van Small World. So if you're into van life, check him out. He looks like a really decent bloke. I don't know him, but I've recently been watching a lot of van life stuff because me and my wife are doing that sort of thing. So Mel's Big Van Small World is where I will give the credit for the design of this bed. It's included washers which are under here, which you can see on his video. I'm going to show you around in a bit more detail about what I've done. So as you can see, the back part essentially in camper mode is permanent. It's a permanently fixed table, and this part is all in slats because it's got to slide, it's got to move. So it's a slatted top that we can just put maybe something over the top just to spread it, but you can sit on it. I fixed all the legs on the floor just using some half blocks. It's really simple because then you can just take them out and it's out in a matter of minutes. So it's not a permanent fix, it's just there because obviously this is my work van. So you can see that, and if you look underneath, you can see all the various half blocks that I've just put down, and these legs aren't because these are the sliding legs, as you can see. So that just slides backwards and forwards, nice and easy. A big part of what I got from Mel was to put washers under all the sliding. So the sliding slats, there's washers under the front and the back under there. It just lifts it over the edge. So when you're sliding, there's no friction or very little friction. And it just slides a lot better, as you can see. Nicely done, Mel, thank you very much. You can also see down here, which is there and there, and there's one over the back there, which is where this runner, where am I going with my fingers? Let's actually get my hand in frame. So this runner underneath here is running along, so it supports it so that it runs backwards and forwards. This is actually a piece of 18mm ply. That's what in the end I made the bar out of, because this is 20mm, it's 2x1 PAR, and I used 18, so there's a 2mm difference. So although in Mel's video he actually did a rebate, he just cut it out so that it was smaller, whereas this is 2mm smaller, so I didn't need to do that. I just used 18mm ply and used that as my back bar to slide backwards and forwards. Nice and strong, as you can see. So that's really the it's quite simple, quite straightforward. So thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. It's been an interesting little build. It's been something that I've needed to do. It's the bank holiday, it's the August bank holiday weekend that I've built this over. Nice, super pleased. I am going to actually varnish this, particularly that end, because if I'm going to be making cups of tea, coffee and a bit of cooking on there, particularly if we've got inclement weather, then it needs to be a bit more watertight, so I'm going to varnish that. Not sure I'm going to put that on the build, but you get the point, don't you? But that's what it's going to be doing. It's looking good. So all there is from me, Mark, at the Small Workshop Adventures. Take care, everybody. Bye.